Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester.
And I'm John Rush.
And we're glad you're here. We've got a great show lined up. We have 2 videos John's worked on. And we're also going to have some good conversation about some other things. And we're not going to say anything about John's Farmer's Tan, but we may mention it later. But let's draw weather first, brought to us by Haney Technical Center. Principal Mike Heppenstall and staff will be glad to help you anytime you get a chance to go by and visit with them. High today is 80. That's right, folks. 80 degrees. Low tonight 67, and a water temperature has stayed around 66 degrees. John, what's our marine forecast?
Marine forecast, you got a south wind, about 10 knots. Seas are going to be 2 to 3 feet, and in the bay, it's going to be a light to moderate chop. Yeah. That's
okay. And our moon phases, our Monday moon phases. We always love to get this done on Monday. We're looking at the 3rd week, folks. April 15th. Now, I was laughing with John, but first of all, let's do with moon phases. They're waxing. They're building up. We're looking at full moon next weekend, okay? But April 15th, you know what that is. And I asked John, have you done your income tax yet?
No, I don't know exactly what that is.
He don't know exactly what it is. Well, he's graduating in a couple of weeks. And
I'm sure I'll be learning soon.
You'll be learning soon, and that's something we'll talk about later. But you'll certainly enjoy doing your income tax every year, April 15th. Remember that date.
Exciting.
Okay?
Sounds exciting.
All right. Our tide chart. Okay, here's our tide. Brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home. Greg Brudnicki and the staff there, we're carrying counts, and they're very serious about their job, and they do a great job with it. And our high tide today is 12:23, and low tide is 12:23 right after lunch, and then the low tonight at 11:54. We're going about midday to midnight today. A good strong tide. All right, let's take our first break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Now listen, John's been doing some serious fishing.
I have.
And he's actually has some video to prove this. And we have, let's say, 2 videos today. But first one, we got this king mackerel video.
Yep, got a big old king mackerel. It was awesome.
We're talking about a 33-pounder.
Yep, 33.5 pounds. Caught off the end of the pier on a big live cigar minnow that a young kid was very kind to give to me.
Oh.
I almost had to beg him for it, but he gave that to me, and the story before this was I was fishing next to the guy Sam Patrick, who helped me. Sam helped me with the fight, and he gaffed it for me, but I was fishing right next to him, and he had a smaller cigar minnow on, and this king, usually you don't see kings come up and just like look at baits and then swim back down, and I mean, and he was slow when he was doing that. And he came up and he looked at Sam's bait 4 different times in a 30-minute time period.
Wow.
And by that time, and we saw it was a big fish, and we thought at first, oh, that's definitely a king. But then by the 4th time it came and did that, we started thinking, man, maybe this is a barracuda, because he's not going fast. He's just looking at it. He's just taking his time. But then he finally came up and he rolled on top of my bait, and then he did a circle around, and then he came back just speeding towards it and just chowed down on top of it. And
wow.
Unfortunately, in the video, the wind was just howling out there, and I wasn't able to get any of the audio on it, so it's more of like a little music video.
Well, what's great though, you had your camera. You're talking about catching a really big fish and filming at the same time. That's what impressed me more than big fish.
Yeah,
you know?
I had the camera running the whole time. So
you had it set up in your backpack.
Yep, I've got it. I've got the camera in my backpack, looking over my shoulder. And if you look really closely, right before the hit happens, you can see the fish in the water coming after it, and he makes a good little wake there. Right after I set the hook, I don't have the camera like secured very well in the backpack, but so whenever I set the hook and everything, it turned around, so I missed the first couple minutes or first 30 seconds, minute of the fight. But then I got the rest, and
wow.
I sped up a bunch, and so you didn't have to see the whole thing.
Well, listen, you know, I'm going to, you know, he's an intern now, so I'm having to give him a grade for this. So I'm going to give him a grade for the size of the fish. I'm going to give him an A on that.
Oh, okay.
And also, being able to video, Jeff and I are going to talk about it, but it looks like an A on the video too. So, okay. So let's roll this video. All right, welcome back. Good job, John.
Thank you very much.
I'm telling you now, that was a nice one.
It was. It was tasty too.
Man.
Actually, I had let's see, I've had the steaks. We've blackened it so far, and we also last night we cut it up and did some fish tacos with it.
Oh, great! I guess your roommate's glad to have you.
Oh yes, he is.
You supply a lot of good fish and all.
Freezer full. Plus the neighbors got some.
Oh, that's great. That is great. Okay, let's go from king mackerel to bass fishing now. This is one of our big push for this month. We're talking about this trophy bass reward system. by the FWC.
I really wish that there's something like that. Whenever I mean, I love bass fishing, but I haven't done much since I've been down here. But up in Georgia, I wish they had something like that.
Yeah,
because this is neat.
it is really neat.
I mean, you can get prizes for just fishing.
Yeah, you get prizes of fishing, and you get on the register, and then also your name's put in a half a bit. You can win an actual Phoenix bass boat at the end of the year. And there's 3 categories. What are the 3 categories?
You got your Lunker Club, which is 8 to 9 or 8 to 10 pounds, and then your Trophy Club, which is 10 to 13 pounds, and then your Hall of Fame Club, which is 13 pounds or greater. Have you ever been in the Hall of Fame?
No, but you know what? We saw that picture here last week. I had all kind of comments on that 14.4 pound bass that's in our viewing area, and I imagine this weekend, this past weekend, I think some people, because everybody saw where it was, and that would be nice.
That's true.
Okay, let's go ahead and I want to go ahead. We get carried away sometimes, and sometimes I forget to do our fishing times. So let's go ahead and do our fishing time, brought to us by Mark Cowart, our real estate specialist. He can cover you from anywhere from Carabel to Destin. So give Mark a call. Mark's an avid fisherman himself. And our times today, John, what do you have?
Fishing from 4:32 a.m. to 6:32 a.m. and then 4:56 p.m. to 6:56 p.m. today.
All right. Good times right there. All right. Now, let's go. We said we had 2 videos today, and you've been working hard. I got to give you credit. You've been fishing hard, but you've been working hard too, so I'm proud of you. Now, let's go from catching that big old king at the end of the dock. You had a trip with Mike Heppenstall.
I did. He was kind enough to take me out.
Well, I was supposed to go on that trip, but...
we were supposed to go fishing together?
Yeah, we were supposed to.
That didn't work out.
I cannot remember ever being too sick to go fishing, but Saturday morning I was too sick to go fishing, and I hate it because y'all had a great trip.
We tore them up. We caught a lot of fish.
Yeah.
We killed the sheephead. I mean, just one after another on the sheephead. We got a total of 16, and I mean, some of the biggest ones I've ever seen.
Wow.
Definitely beats any of the ones that I've seen caught on the pier so far. And let's see, we got grouper, we got red snapper, we got beeliners. What else? Oh, I got a nice bull red. This is all in this video. And let's see. Mr. Mike has been tying his own AJ jigs and also can catch grouper on them, and he caught a nice grouper on his.
Very good.
That's cool. Got a good shot on that. So I believe he's selling those too. So if you're interested in those,
we may get him come on the show and show some of
and
those.
Bring them next time.
That'd be cool. All right, now, so we're going now. We went out to Mexico Beach and just fished some of those wrecks out there, and just an excellent fishing trip. So
we're on all public.
Yeah, all
wrecks.
public. That's right.
Any wreck that we were on, there was at least a boat or another 2 boats out there with us, and they were all catching the exact same amount of fish that we were.
All right, Jeff, let's roll with this one. All right, welcome back. That looked like a lot of fun.
It was. It was a great day.
Now,
You missed out.
I know it. It won't happen again. Now listen, y'all had some more fish to eat.
Oh yeah.
You had, so
Yep. Well, we shared those. We shared them.
Okay.
We passed those sheephead around.
good.
I took 4 home with me because I've always thought that sheephead were kind of like trash fish a little bit, and I've never been that big on sheephead fishing, but I had fun. It was good.
And they're strong little fighters.
Yeah,
a little bit. They're strong. Yeah.
I used a little bit lighter tackle whenever I fished with them, and the flaying. I also heard that flaying them's pretty tough, but I had a pretty easy time.
You did
with
okay.
That. Yep.
Very good. And again, that was all on public spots. Went into secret spots, and you can see you can go out on a good Saturday. The Mexico Beach Artificial Reef Association has done a tremendous job building all those reefs out there.
And one of them that we went on was absolutely gorgeous. You can see right down to it. And I tried getting a couple of underwater shots with it, and I got a few. Might have some pictures of that later.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right. Next, listen, on tomorrow's show, we're going to do some. We're actually going to. I'm going to let you set that up. Okay. We took the kids fishing last week on the pier, and we had. We do this once a year. This is their reward. And we have a bunch of kids want to go. We only take 75, and
only take 75.
Only take 75. 2 bus loads, and next year we're actually going to take more. We decided we're going to take 3 bus loads.
Ooh,
John was out there and got everything set up for us, and the kids, folks, it was one of the best trips, if not the best trip we've ever had.
It's a really good trip when the person who's taking the fish off and everything is absolutely covered in blood and guts and has a couple of hooks in his hands and everything.
We're going to give you a preview. We're going to do the video tomorrow. It's going to be outstanding. But we're going to give you a preview today. This first picture here, and a lot of these girls, they were just as cute as they could be catching these Spanish. This is Ashley Heisinger, and I was giving her a hard time at school because she was practicing her casting, and it wasn't really going where I thought it should go. And she said, "Well, Coach, look what I caught." She ended up catching 4 Spanish, I think. There's another one of them, and she was a big Braves fan. She was excited. This is Brooke Wilkie, and that's Coach Wilkie right behind her. Her dad, he also teaches a couple of outdoor ed classes with us, and he's helping to rig up. Brooke is a senior, of course, and plays softball. And Brooke's grandfather, y'all may remember the late George Cochran, was our coach and athletic director at Mosley, and he was the first guy. This is how the circle runs, folks. George Cochran was the first guy that ever take me king mackerel fishing. I was your age. I was fresh out of college, and I done king mackerel fishing. So her granddad took me, so then I had an opportunity to take her Spanish mackerel fishing. Okay? The next picture, that's another one of Ashley. That's enough for you, Ashley. Excuse me. This is I showed this last week now. That's a 72-pound
Pier record.
Pier record.
That thing was big.
And you were there too, John. Well,
that thing was big.
What do you think about it?
Whenever it was in the water, I didn't think it was that big. But then whenever they pulled that thing over the deck, I was like, oh my goodness. That is a huge cobia.
The guys themselves, those cobia crazies, they were saying around 55 or 60.
Yep.
And I'm thinking
that's what the first way was.
Yeah. I'm thinking that looks bigger than that to me. So, all right, here's Logan King, one of my seniors. Beautiful redfish. Right at 27 inches. Okay. All right,
the new Mississippi State speckled trout record here. I have what's the weight on it?
It's 10 pounds, 10 ounces. It has not been verified by the Mississippi Game and Fish Commission, but it's called right outside of Pascagoula.
Oh, I used to live over there.
Okay, well, that's where it's come from. We'll get more details on it later, but I just got that and wanted to share it with you. Okay, these are the boys after the fishing trip. You can see they were excited. And they had, what was so great? They had a big old fish fry that night.
That's good. That's how you do it.
Yeah, I was so proud of them. Okay, so we'll have that video. We'll have that video tomorrow, and
it was an experience for me. It was an awesome experience. It was neat. I've never been in that teaching environment. I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We got some casting done with some of the girls. Some of them needed some help. And, we were able to teach and everything, and they got how to jig right, and taught them how to take a hook off and all that kind of stuff. It was great.
What's fascinating too now, we got them back in class and all, and And I'm started to take, I wrote on the board what color jig everybody's using and counting the fish, and we're doing a little scientific study. I'm going to release those results sometime this week. And what was the hottest jig? And you'll be surprised.
I think I know.
Okay, but don't say yet. In fact,
now, and I also, who was the girl that caught the redfish?
Yes, Harley. Tell about the redfish.
All right, so we were on the bar, we were on the sandbar, and I looked down and I see this girl's pole just bent over like crazy. And so I ran over to her to see if she needed help with it, and yes, she did, because that fish had already gone and was heading out, and she was crossing and getting it all mixed up, and we were able to get that thing up, and it was... It was
great.
Was a crazy fight.
You'll see it on tomorrow's video. We got to get out of here, John. Good show, buddy. Hey, thank y'all for watching now. You do something good for somebody today, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.